Hi, I'm Tina Ann Middleton, author of the Forestville series, and I would like to welcome you today to the writing journey, where we inspire and encourage each other on our journey as writers. Today, I'm talking about that intimidating blank page. What do you do about it? Be right back. Now, the writing journey is for all journeys. All those on the journey, I should say. It's for all writers. But it's especially today for those who are brand new or who want to be writers. Those who have carried the dream for a while, but they've not actually begun on that story, or they've begun and stopped. So let's look at what's happening with you. Those of you who want to write. You want to write a story, a book, a novel. You have an idea. It's a great idea. And you sit down at the computer and you sit down with a pen and paper, whichever is your preferred way. Nothing comes out. You are just stumped. You're staring at this blank screen as if the words will write themselves, which they don't. Or you're looking at that pad of paper. You might start doodling on the margins, but no words, no story. That's one possibility. Another possibility is what happened to me. You write it. Maybe you write a paragraph. You read it and you hate it. You hate the way it sounds. So what do you do? Well, first of all, let's talk about what you don't do. Don't give up. That would be my biggest thing I want to tell you. Don't give up. Don't just put it aside and decide, well, I'm not a writer. That's for those special people with special brains. Well, guess what? You are a special person with a special brain. You have a story. Don't set it aside saying, well, I'll work on it later. I did that. I wrote a paragraph. I didn't like how it sounded. My youngest daughter sat down, rewrote the paragraph. Hers sounded great. But she wasn't the one writing the story. It was my story. I set it aside. And I talked about it, but I didn't do anything about it for 5 years until my husband encouraged me to sit down and start working on it. Now, one thing I would like to interrupt here for just a moment, and I want to encourage you to follow me on Amazon, Twitter, and let me back that up. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and my Amazon author page. Also, subscribe to this channel and ring the bell so you get those future notifications. I wanted to be sure I told you about that because my short-term memory is short. I didn't want to forget. So let's get back to the writing. I've told you what you don't do. Don't give up. Don't procrastinate. What do you do? Might sound kind of simplistic. Just write. Write it down. Get it down. Understand that what you write is not your final version. The first time, that's just to get it down. You're going to edit and polish that manuscript multiple times. You're going to have others look at it. Do be sure to have other people look at it, get fresh eyes on it. And then they're going to make suggestions, and you're going to edit and polish it some more. And then you might read it again and go, oh, I need to change this, 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 and this. And you're going to edit and polish some more. So don't let it intimidate you when you first read it and you think it doesn't sound good. Keep going. Now, sometimes we do get stuck. We can't think of what to say. We know we've got the idea up here, but what do we do with it? Well, I encourage you to talk about it. One thing my husband has recommended, most of the phones have something in them where you can record. So record your ideas when you're thinking about them. Just hit record and talk into it. Later you can go back and you may be able to pull a story from what you said in there. I have something called Dragon Naturally Speaking, and it's software that takes my words and types them on the screen. It's a very useful tool. I love it. Talk to your spouse. Talk to your child, friends. I've been known to talk to complete strangers. Tell them your story ideas. I'd be careful about the complete strangers. They might take your idea, but they don't have your same idea. So even if they take it and write something else, you still have your own story. Talk it out. Talk to yourself if necessary. But talk it out. Imagine it. That's how you're going to go from here to here. One thing you can do, especially for those of you who are very organized, write an outline. Just as it comes to mind, write an outline. Here's the beginning, here's what goes in between, here's the end. And that will probably get those juices going for you. Now, what I do, a lot of mine comes from this very fertile imagination. Ask yourself, what if? What if John tries to kiss Mary and she knocks him into the middle of next week? What if John kisses Mary and she loves it? That kind of thing. If you have one snippet of an idea, write it down. Write what you can think of. That usually will lead to more that you can think of. At least that's what's worked for me. I think once you start it, once you get that little bit going, for instance, I've written some scenes for my third book in the Forestville series. Do I have all the scenes in mind yet? No. But as I write one scene, something else comes to mind. So write what you can think of. I think the rest of it will come to you as you write. Now, I have some words for our experienced writers and other new writers like myself. Help us out here. Send us your ideas. What do you do when you face that blank screen, that blank piece of paper? What do you do to help you get going so you can write that story? We need your input. Just put that in the comments below so that we can all read and learn from it. It is so easy to let this blank page or that blank piece of paper intimidate you, scare you really. But you have a story to tell. We'd like to read your story. So write the story, please, and share it with us. You know what? You just might surprise yourself. Join me again on the writing journey. Thank you and have a wonderful week.